Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone who taught us this truth and continually teach us this truth. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect that's laboring in his word and truth and sincerity. Lord willing, this could be an edifying video and an exhorting video as well. Okay. Just want to, remind brothers, there's a reward, as, we know, but, there is a reward for what brothers is doing and for sacrifices that brothers made to keep, to keep pushing the truth, because, brothers made sacrifices, and it's the best sacrifice, because what we're going to get is incorruptible, is immortality, okay, is everlasting, okay, and Yahweh Shai himself is going to reward those that endure into the end. So, brothers went through different things, whether, you had to forsake your family, and I was just listening to another video because I was inspired to do this video about a brother in Hawaii. He actually went into this scripture, but then I was listening to this other brother, and he was going into how, some brothers had to say, pretty much, fuck your kids. I know that's something the world would get offended by, but hey, man, we fully understand whatever we had to give up on this side, we're going to get it back 100-fold in the kingdom. So, hold on 1 second. I had to slide up some just to make myself more visible, I guess. But, this is Revelation chapter 11. I'm going to start at verse 15. Well, I started 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And the seventh angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven, saying, the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his anointed, and he shall reign forever and ever. Okay, and the third woe, which is World War III, okay, will be the demise of Esau, Edom. His whole power structure, everything is going to be taken from him. Okay, Babylon the Great, aka America, will be nuclear destroyed off the map, will become the biggest desert on the planet. Okay, and so as Western Asia will get hit up with nuclear bombs as well, what they call the so-called Middle East. Okay, that's the third woe. And Yahweh Shai is going to make his return before the nukes hit and gather his elect. Okay, and from that moment, of course, we're going to, after a certain period of time, the elect is going to come down to fulfill Daniel, the 7th chapter. The saints shall take the earth and possess it forever and ever. And, at that point, it will, the kingdom will be Yahweh Shai. It will be his kingdom. Okay, and Lord's will, we of the elect, he's going to put us in a government position, a high-ranking government position, because the 144,000 is the governing body of his kingdom. Okay, he's going to put us in high positions, man. He's going to share the kingdom. Okay, it says, and the 24 elders which sat before the Most High on their seats fell upon their faces and worshiped the Most High, saying, we give thee thanks, O Lord, power almighty, which art and was and art to come, because thou hast taken to thee thy great power and hast reigned. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. So Esau, he's the one that's destroying the earth. Okay, but the point I want to get is that the Lord is going to give reward unto his servants the prophets. There's a reward for you, brothers. Lord willing, we endure to the end. Yahweh Shai said he will make us ruler over many things. Let me grab that. This is Matthew chapter 25, verse 21. His Lord said unto him, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. So, this parable is going into the men receiving their talents and pretty much using it, okay, bringing in, pretty much giving the Lord increase, okay, using what the Lord gave them to bring forth fruit, because, we're here to bring fruit, man, to bring this word out and help seal the elect, okay? And if you're doing that, then, hey, the Lord is going to, we've been faithful over a few things. He will make us ruler over many things. Okay, the Lord himself said it. I think there's another one in Matthew 24. Yeah, this is one right here. Matthew chapter 24, verse 45. Who then is a faithful and wise servant whom his Lord have made ruler over his household to give them meat in due season? Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Verily I say unto you that he shall make him ruler over all his goods. So, Yahweh Shai, he's going to give his elect men ruling, which we're going to be a nation of kings and priests, but his top, 144,000 men, he's going to put them in the highest government position in his kingdom. Okay, and we're hoping to be a part of that. All right, that's why when you go into right here, Revelation chapter 2, verse 25, but that which ye have already hold fast till I come. The whatever wisdom, knowledge, and understanding you have, whatever amount of faith you have, hold on. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. So Yahweh Shai is going to share what he received from the Most High with his men. Okay? So there's a great reward, man. The great reward is not only being delivered, salvation from the second death, but also salvation from famine, from pestilence, from the sword, because Esau is about to come with great wrath. The Lord is going to protect a majority of his men, and I say a majority because some of us will have to be beheaded. Some of us will have to die. Okay, but we count the cost, man. There's nothing here worth living for. Okay, other than teaching this truth. Okay, Lord willing, we keep our integrity, man, if we have to face that. All right, but a majority, the Lord is going to lift up a standard. All right, we're going to see the right hand in these times, man, at an all-time high spiritual power, man. Okay, the Lord is going to greatly declare his name, man. It will be no more, where is your power? People calling our belief fake. That will be no more, man. All right, that will be no more. So I'm going to end it here because, like I was saying in the beginning of this video, some brothers, had to forsake their families, man. Had to forsake things of this world, and that's for the greater good, man. See, this world is say, man, that's your family, man, you should make it work, you should or what are you gonna do with your life, what's your plans, what do you that's how the world talk, man. We ain't on that shit. We know we in the end of this bitch, and we got faith that Yahweh Shai is gonna put us in a high level, a high position. Lord's will, we endure to the end. Okay, and with your family, hey, you will get that all back. All right, this is Matthew chapter 19, verse 27. Then answered Peter and said unto him, behold, we are forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? Because brothers then forsook, like I've been saying in this video, brothers then forsook careers, families, you know, then made a lot of sacrifices for the Lord. And as the scriptures say, the Lord is not unrighteous to forget our work and labor of love, man. The Lord, he respects that. Ultimately, he put it in us to do it anyway, because man's goings are of the Lord. You know? But it's really a good thing, man. A lot of times, man, you know, a lot of things brothers go through, it ain't gonna feel good, man. But it's to make you stronger. It's the furnace of adversity. All right? It says, and Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. So he's going to put his men that follow him, when he receives his kingdom, he's going to put them in a high position. And everyone that have forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. That's why the scriptures say, look at the patience of Job, man. Job lost everything, but he was given back everything double. So Yahushua said, you know, if we had to forsake these things, man, we're gonna get it back 100-fold and everlasting life. And that's comforting, man, because, you know, we do, you know, brothers, you know, do love their kids, but hey, man, you know, we in Satan's world. You know, brothers did, you know, actually love they child's mother, but, you know, we in Satan's world, man. And Satan will use anything to try to destroy you, to try to pull you out the truth. And once it get to a point where it's in the way of you serving the Lord, hey, you gotta cut it off. And brothers speak from experience, man. You know, I know some brothers that then had to fully cut off their family, they woman, they kids. You know, hey, you know, me myself, because Satan gets a hold of them. And at the end of the day, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai comes first, and they hate that. They want you to put them first. You know? But Lord willing, this was an edifying video. All right? You know, just stay strong, brothers. Speaking of myself first and foremost, man, because we all dealing with some shit. But hey, the kingdom is right at the door, man. We at the end of this shit. Okay? We don't have to deal with this shit much longer. So with that, I'm going to say shalom.